All right, time for this episode's BGOMG. Rules clarifications in errata in board games. If you're not familiar, I'm going to say it again for every episode, but BGOMG is board gaming oh my gods. Basically, stuff in board games that really annoy us or you or whoever, you can hashtag BGOMG on Twitter to let us know yours or on wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so rules clarifications and errata. Now, we really didn't talk about this beforehand, but I feel like we're on the same page.
I think so.
Specifically, we'll
find out.
Yeah. Games that kind of tell you rules, but there's nothing to really clarify the rule. There's no example on a very extremely detailed rule. There's no FAQ in the back of the book. You would basically have to look on Board Game Geek or something to find these rules, and that's super annoying. You have an example.
Specific?
Yeah, do a specific example.
Oh, wow. I don't have a specific
we talked about it last
Tim.
episode, the Gruff game.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, and I don't even remember what that was.
Well, basically in Gruff, you got your shepherd, you gain mana or whatever, but it never says in the main rules that whatever Gruff you activate adds its weird to your crazy,
okay,
or whatever.
Right.
But when you read the example at the end of the book, it tells you this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why wasn't that the main rules?
Right.
I get it. It might have been a rules oversight, but there's plenty of other games that do the same thing.
That's the main mechanic of the game.
That
though.
is a huge mechanic.
That's not an oversight.
I agree. So badly written rules too, where they just kind of, I don't know, like they've used the term one time in the rule book and you're like 5 pages in. You're like, what is this even referencing?
Right.
Or better yet, if they has a rule and it's telling you to do this and do that and do this and do that, but there's no picture. Like if you're even like setup, place this over here on this, place this over here on this. What is this?
On the such and such board. Well, what is the such and such board?
Yeah. What not even in the component list do you call it that?
Right.
So very annoying. I have not played Merchants of Venus, but I was sorting it because I just purchased it not too long ago. And it comes with the classic rules and the new rules from Fantasy Flight. And basically like it comes with its own components for each game. And I was bagging them all and stuff like that. And like, I did a lot to figure out what went in each game because it's like include all these things. Well, some of these things are referenced in this book and some of them are referenced in this book.
Wow.
Once you get them bagged, it's not a big deal, but that was kind of annoying to me.
Yeah. You read rules a lot more than I do, but I do have the occasion where I'm sitting with the family and we're doing something and it's something simple, but also I get frustrated where they tend to put rules that common sense would lead you to believe that like something dealing with combat would be in the combat section, but sometimes it's like in the movement section for some strange reason. Yeah. Or it's sometimes
it makes sense as you read the rules the first time.
Yes.
But it's definitely not referenceable.
Yes.
Now I expanded this a little bit from, you came up with this topic.
Yes.
But I expanded it with the and errata at the end of the BGOMG thing. And do you ever look at errata? I mean, you had to for like the Warhammer invasion. And
they had erratas. So
how do you feel about errata? And I guess more so from a board game. I mean, collectible card games and trading card games and LCGs and stuff, you kind of need that. I get. But board games are a little bit different story because who's going to sit around and download errata for a game they're not really committing tons and tons of plays to?
How do you know there is one?
That's true too. Unless you just go find it, or if there's something extremely terrible in the rule book, then you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to look online. Oh, there's an FAQ. Oh, it's in the errata. I guess I'll download that and print that.
Right.
Super inconvenient, but I feel like just include a bunch of FAQs at the back of all your rule books. Because there has to have been stuff when you showed your game to new players, they brought up and was like, I don't really get how this works. You know what I mean? I feel like an FAQ should be in every rule book.
And I think a lot of times, I don't know if designers just get comfortable with, they get so familiar with a game and they play test it within themselves and maybe they play test the hell out of it. Who knows? But I really feel like they ought to just run around and just take it to your local gaming shop and say, here's this game, try it out, read the rules, see what you...
Oh, and come back and give me a session report.
Or just sit there and watch them and watch them play the game and read the rules and everything and... get a fresh set of eyes on a rule book and let them point out, man, this doesn't make any sense at all. What are you talking about here?
Yeah.
Or where's the rules on this? Or this happened, and so.
And I guess some designers probably do that, but I think there's a lot where they just kind of assume a little bit.
We know what happens when you assume.
Anyway, we won't harp on this too much, but yeah. I'd really like to see FAQs in most rule books, especially if it's not a small game. And I really dislike Errata for the most part because I like to play the game as it came, and I don't play it enough plays to really need things to change on me in the fly.
Right.
Unless it's just, first off, it's a broken card. Why did it even get printed? But whatever, so. Any final thoughts on this, Matt?
That's it.
They're annoying. Mm-hmm. Rules clarification. Oh, and the other thing is, we kind of mentioned this earlier, but examples. Just put lots of examples.
Yeah.
You can always put them in like little speech boxes and things like that where players can just skip over them, but it really, really does help, especially on complex. If it's 3 paragraphs and you got to learn how to do that every time.
Right.
A little paragraph, or example and stuff. I like when they do combat and it's like a whole page of here's an example combat from beginning to end.
Right.
I will say be a lot more clever with your examples. Roll dice, hit guy. Like, no, duh. We didn't understand that, or we understood that part, but the inner workings of it. Like if you roll and you tie and this happens and you have to remove this, put all those intricacies in that example because they're really good. Even if you're referencing that one small part of that full example, I think it's helped us out tremendously.
Yeah. Examples help out a lot too in scoring.
Oh yeah, definitely in scoring. Yeah.
So